Ciao, lovelies. Surprise, it's Wednesday. I did add the link to Zoom, but I decided to go ahead and just go live in the group. That way it wouldn't be confusing, and this is just going to be an exercise. So I thought I would just do this instead of going to Zoom today. It is so nice outside. It's supposed to be in the 80s this week, so I get to chill outside and get my homework done without sweating to death. Super important. Well, let me know when you jump on if you are hashtag Team Live or hashtag Team Replay. This video we are going to go over neuro exercises, and I'll let you know what that is, and we'll go over I think a dozen or so things that are going to sound super simple, but they are scientifically proven to work if you will do them with some regularity. Remember, consistency and repetition, not willpower. So, the definition, I have my handy dandy little electric notepad, I guess. I'm going to read this directly so I don't mess it up. Neuro exercises, also referred to as, or neurological exercises would be the appropriate term. I just shortened it to neuro-sizes. But these are typically known as cognitive behavioral training. So, as such, brain training, also called cognitive training, is a program of regular activities supposed to maintain or improve one's cognitive abilities. The phrase cognitive ability usually refers to components of fluid intelligence, such as executive function and working memory. When people say, when I say as well, when I talk about the hamster wheel in your head and the pathways and the such, quite literally talking about neuro pathways that have been dug deeper and deeper and deeper into your brain just because that's what you continue to think. So you haven't made a new one for it to go on yet. So what these are going to do, or these are going to open up new pathways and show you different ways of changing the hamster wheel, changing the thought patterns, and quite literally making a huge difference just in day-to-day life. So again, neuro-sizes. It's essentially cognitive training. This is going to be you're going to be able to open up new pathways in your brain and be able to see things different and hear things different and feel things different if these are done with some consistency. The first one, and my favorite, is visualization. And I say visualization, and I mean that with everything I say, because it's one of the only exercises where you don't need any tools. Well, I have lots that don't need tools, but this one can be done anywhere, at any time, for any amount of time. And it can be you sitting somewhere comfortably, laying somewhere comfortably. I like to be in a hammock. It really depends on where you're comfortable, where you're going to not be interrupted, and where you feel safe and comfortable. That's the most important. So, what is visualization? It's going into your brain and seeing something. I talk a lot about the lake house that I want. So when I do visualizations and I go to my lake house, it's my best example because this is something I'm trying to manifest into my life. So when I see my lake house, I use my 5 senses and I smell the fresh cut grass. I feel the sand and water on my toes because I want a beachy waterfront. I can taste the coffee that I have in my hand. I can see. What do I hear? I hear wildlife. I hear maybe the water lapping. When I'm in this visualization, I will walk around. I will see what I can see, touch what I can touch, You know, you feel the grass on your feet. Then you feel the sand, then I feel the water as I walk in. It is getting yourself immersed and using your brain and imagination. And for some reason, this opens up all sorts of pathways that we hadn't used in a long time. Plus, it's showing our brain what we want. And when you show your brain what you want, your brain is just a little bit more apt to pay attention. And it's a little bit more, oh, well, maybe we should go this way. And it starts to focus on the stuff that you want, not the stuff that you don't want. Visualization can be done with, if you want a new job, you can picture yourself literally, walk into the building, go up to your office, sit at your desk. What things do you have on your desk at this new job? What are you wearing? How do you feel? What have you done to get there? It is a very easy thing. People make it hard, and it's really, really not. It's been used for thousands and thousands of years. It is scientifically proven to work, and it is one of the smallest, simplest things you can do. And as small and as simple as it is still very, very powerful. Because until you get an idea of what you actually want, if you can, try this one for me if you don't want to do a place or go somewhere or whatever. Sit down and figure out your perfect day. What does your perfect day look like? When you get up in the morning, do you drink coffee? Do you drink tea? Do you want some time to yourself? Are you outside? Do you like to read? Are you exercising? Do you meditate? Whatever your morning ritual is, you can visualize what you want to do in your morning ritual and have it work almost as well as actually doing the ritual, because you've put it into your head. If there are things you want to add to your ritual that you don't have time for, or you're not able to currently, then you can visualize adding those things into your mind. And then the amazing part is it eventually adds up to where you have time to add those things to the actual physical rituals that you're doing, which I don't know, I think it's great. So if you have a perfect day in mind, when you get home from work, what would be the ideal situation for you? Do you have dinner waiting for you? Are you cooking dinner? If you can visualize your perfect day, your perfect evening, your perfect Saturday, a perfect Sunday morning or afternoon, and I mean minute by minute, what's happening? You get up, you pee, do you shower? Are you going back to bed for a little while with a partner? Visualize the partner. If you like dark hair and light eyes, then that's all they need to have. Features aren't super important. But if you have a perfect day in mind, if you know exactly what you want, then it's going to make it a lot easier also, on another hand, to communicate that with someone else. If you have no idea what your perfect day looks like, then how can you complain that it's not a good day? How do you know? How do you know that that wasn't your perfect day and that's not good enough anymore? Fun stuff. Visualization. And I will get these sent out. All right. Oh, here's another one. Sit down and write down all the causes that you can think of that you might have a poor self-image. Seriously. Sit down and think about why, what would have caused it, who may have caused it, when, where, what was going on in your life. Think about all the things that could have, what's the word? How come I can't think of the word? Oh my cow, I can't think of the word. Contributed, that's the word. Think of all the things that would have contributed to why you are, or why you think, or why you feel the way you do now. Write them all down. Get them in front of you. When you have things in front of you, it's really, really hard to ignore them. And when you get them in front of you, it's very easy to say, oh my God, okay, so with my history, with everything I've been through personally, I can literally say out loud without issue, I should have been a sex worker. I've had so much sexual trauma and things around my body go wrong, or in my head go wrong, and then physically, literally go wrong, that I should have ended up a prostitute. That's just the way that things work out, the statistics. I should have been a statistic. Instead, I took all that and got educated to help other people. So I did something different. But when I sat down and looked at everything that had happened to me and all the reasons why I thought I was the way I was, with that list in front of me, it was so overwhelming. It's like, well, of course I'm this way. Of course. This makes sense. Okay, now that I know, I can do something different. But I had to know first. And with an overwhelming list in front of you of reasons, you may find that some of those reasons aren't even legit. That kind of suck too. People saying stuff to you, all these things, those things don't matter. They may have been traumatizing at the time, but consider where you were mindset-wise, and you're probably not there anymore today. So, write down as many things, as many causes that you think affected your self-esteem today. What we got? Oh, yeah. Now, I've said this before, but when a negative thought pops into your head and you start criticizing yourself, literally stop, acknowledge the thought, and tell yourself that's not true, and replace it with a positive one. Every time you're able, every time it comes through your head, it will get easier, and eventually those thoughts will stop coming regularly, and they'll only pop up once every so often. Every once in a while, you'll see me post that I'm having a bad day. But it had been 6 weeks since I had had my last really bad day. That's because I have stopped the hamster. And he may be there, and he may jump on once in a while. But I've learned how to coax him off and not follow that anymore. Took years, but it works. It works. So every time you have a thought, every time you say, oh, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, this isn't the thing, they don't love me, blah, blah, blah. No, we know these things aren't true. Whether or not we feel them, we logically know they're not true. And although we've continued to say it to ourselves, that doesn't make it true. No matter how many times you say, I'm not loved, that doesn't make it true. But now that we've said it over and over and over, we believe it. And we know that beliefs can be false. We know that beliefs can be things that others gave to us, and we can let them go. So, stop the criticizing. Start putting something positive. It works if you will do it consistently. It doesn't have to be every time, because you will not be perfect going in. And I'm not even perfect now, years in. So, no, they work. But it is a tool you have to use for it to work. Alright. Okay. List all of your accomplishments. Small, big, whatever. Whatever you consider an accomplishment or a success. Whether it's children, work-related, something you've done with family, for your community, titles you've gotten, education, certifications. I get tickled when I learn new stuff about plants. That's a win for me. So, write down your successes. Write down every single one of them. This will take time, and you may have to come back to it as you think of things, because your wins aren't the first thing you think of when you think of yourself. Your successes, as sad as this is, aren't really remembered. Those are kind of brushed aside, and all of a sudden the 5 faults that we have take main stage. It's crazy. Like, once you think about this, it is a crazy thing that we do to ourselves, because that's what we were taught to do. That's how we were programmed. And the fun thing is, it doesn't have to continue. So, list your successes. Whatever size they are, if you consider it a success, do it. Do it. Right, we got. Write down the qualities that you bring to any relationship. You can write a different one for friends, you can write a different one for partners, for family members, for your children, co-workers, acquaintances. You can write them all different, however you want to do it. But write down the qualities that you bring to these things. the things that uniquely you bring. This is something you will go back to. This is something that you will add on to as you go, because you will think of different things. As you start to think of these things, more things start to come in because you're thinking of them. It's like hang on, I'm going to take a drink. My voice is getting all, ugh. All right. I have a thing where I say, I'll go through the Rolodex, because I have, you tuck away memories. I put stuff on the back burner. So when you start to pull out that, well, in my case, when I start to pull out that subject card more often, I start to think of it more often. So all of a sudden, all of my successes, all of my qualities, I start to think of more often than my faults, because I am consciously making my brain go to the positive and stay away from the negative. And that's kind of what journaling does for you. It brings out all the emotions, it brings it all out, so you're able to go back and look at it later. Just writing down these qualities, just making these lists, is going to make your brain start going towards these positive aspects of you instead of the ones that you've been focusing on, which I think is amazing. So easy, but awesome. All right. Practice self-love daily. Now, whether that is getting yourself a coffee, whether that is drinking tea instead of, whether that is getting up and doing your morning ritual, whether that is giving yourself 5 minutes to sit in the bathtub alone, whatever you consider caring for yourself is, do that every day. Do it every day. In my case, I consider a morning ritual and my evening ritual something that I do for myself, because in the mornings, okay, so mornings are fine. They're fine. But I work for myself, so I don't have to get up at 6 a.m. to go to work. If my clients need me before, this is so rude. If my clients need me before 10 a.m., I charge extra. Just going to be real with you. I have to get up 2 hours before I go anywhere to do my ritual. And if I don't get to do my ritual, then I am not friendly. I'm not as calm. I'm a little bit more high anxiety. And these are things that I do not only for me, but for those around me. Because I know what kind of person I will end up being if I don't get these things taken care of before I jump into the day. Especially current living situation, I need that time in the morning. So, that is my self-care. That is how I do it for me. But it doesn't have to be that way or that for you. If you like to go window shopping, if you like scrolling on Facebook, whatever you feel like it is, whatever you just want to give yourself every single day. And it can be different every day. So don't think you have to pick one thing and stick with it, because it gets boring. So just one time a day, set an alarm. Like if you know you have a break at 3 o'clock, then set an alarm for 2:30 that you're going to do something nice for yourself on your breaks every day. That's it. But you're going to start doing something nice for yourself. You're going to take the time out of your day, regardless of what's happening, and be kind to you. You see how that might change how your brain thinks about you? It's funny, huh? It's weird. I love it. I love it. What else we got? Think about solutions, not just problems. For those of you that worked with me one-on-one before I did the group thing, you know I'm very much going to listen, and I'm very, very willingly going to hear what you have to say. And then at the end of the conversation, I say, okay, what are we going to do about this? What's the next step? Now what do we do? Let's do action steps. Because a solution, you'll have problems, but the solution is the action point. The solution is going beyond just the complaining about the situation. Because, stuff sucks. It happens. And you are more than welcome. We're all human. We're going to vent. But You can only vent so much before you really need to come up with a way to stop venting about this. Whether it's you need to lose your reaction, whether it is you need to let them have their thing and it's their thing, whatever the solution is, there has to be a solution or it's just going to keep coming back. So start practicing solutions and thinking about solutions every time you start complaining about an issue. Typically, when I've tried to get to where when I talk about a problem, I'm talking it out into my solution. And I think my daughter will verify this, but I have called her several times and one of my girlfriends, and I will say, hey, can I talk about this real fast? And they'll say, yeah. So I talk about it, and by the end of my talking, I'm like, oh, that's what I should have done. So I'm getting it out so I feel better and I can share. But at the same time, I'm working out in my brain how it needs to be handled. Because I don't want to keep complaining. I don't want to keep doing the same thing over and over and over. We all know that is the definition of insanity. Doing the same thing over and over and over and expecting different results is the definition of insanity. So if you can think of solutions while you're in this situation, because the situation may not change, or if you have no control over the situation and you know it's not going to change for a period of time, then for that period of time, what is your solution to dealing with this while it's going on? Are you going to complain the whole time? Is it going to be a huge thing the whole time? Is it going to be 6 hours of and dramatics? Or is it going to be 6 hours of, well, that sucked. All right, I need to make a couple phone calls. I need to get this guy over here to take care of it. And then it's over. Okay, well, this guy can't come for 2 days, which means the situation is still a situation, but it can't be handled. So in those 2 days, I'm not fretting over it. It's going to be handled. Why would I fret? There's that. There's that. Okay, so the fake it till you make it. Now, I put this one down because it gets misconstrued a lot. It is not pretending to be positive when you feel negative. It's dealing with the negative so you can continue feeling positive. That's the difference. If people look at my life, they ask me, are you always happy? And I say, no, I'm not. But instead of choosing to be sad about something all the time, I'm sad about it for a time. Whether I need 5 minutes or 2 hours, and then I let it go. I drop it. I'm not carrying it around. I had a partner pass, and it's been 4 months here coming up so soon. I don't miss him any less. I don't hurt any less. It doesn't suck any less. And it's not any less unfair than it was 4 months ago. Yet I'm still working. I still get up in the mornings. I still laugh. Because I didn't pass with him. There's situations that I cannot control. What I can control is how I deal with them, how I go through them, and how I choose to act in the midst of a storm. That has been important to me for a long, long time, and everyone around me is not going to change me. I'm okay. I'm happy. I'm solid. I am content. Your anger is not mine. Your frustration is not mine. And I can empathize with it. Absolutely, I've been there. But that doesn't mean I take it on and I take it home with me and it's now my burden or my worry or my concern. So you don't have to literally fake it. But you do have to accept and acknowledge and let go. Huge difference. Huge difference. I can tell people I'm, like, if somebody asks me if I'm having a good day and I'm not, I'm open. I say no. I'm not going to lie to you. There's no need. I'm human. No one expects me to be in a fantastic mood all the time. I'm human. That's impossible. So, even though it looks like I'm faking it, I'm not. I don't have to like my current situation. I don't have to like the way things are going in the world. I don't have to like a lot of things. So I sit around and I mope about it. That doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I'm going to choose to be happy and healthy and continue doing what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue to be happy with what I'm doing. And it's going to take a lot to rock that boat. Him passing rocked the boat. And I will tell you, that made me sit down. But I stood back up and I got on. It's not faking it. It's living. It's continuing to live your life. It is opening yourself up to the pain and letting it in and fully sitting with it and holding yourself and whatever you've got to do to get through that. But then going back and remembering that the rest of your life still exists. Yes, this situation sucks, but I still have children and I take care of my mom and I gotta finish school and I'm doing this and I'm doing that, blah, 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 all these things. I don't want to do that angry. That's not fun for anybody, and it's not fun for me. So, fake it till you make it, in a way. What do we got? When you talk to somebody, let's do this. When you're talking to somebody and they react to you in a positive way, what emotion are you getting from them? Write down all the emotions that you want to get from somebody that are positive. Do you want them to think that you're funny? Do you want them to think you're smart? Do you want them to think you're thoughtful? There's all sorts of fun emotions. Well, hi. That you can write down, that you want people to get when they meet you, when they talk to you, when they interact with you. I want people to feel heard when I talk to them. I want them to feel happy. I want them to feel loved. When I part from somebody, I want them to walk away saying, I feel better. That's what I want. But you may want different things. So, figure out what you're looking for from people, from you. Is that something you've ever thought of? I hadn't until I read this list, quite frankly. So, I'd never thought about, I thought about before how I want people to see me or react to me or feel about how I make them feel. But I never thought about all the things that I could make someone feel. Oh, it was weird. I'd never gone through all that in my head. Which ones we got? Ooh, write down another list. These are all lists. These are all exercises for your brain. So please don't think you got to do all of these in 1 week, because this will take time. Write down what you want your body language to say to other people. There's a fun one. We always hear about resting bitch face. Is that what you're looking for? I don't know what mine is. I'll have to ask my kids. If you know me, you can let me know. But, or, yeah, you know what? You can drop in the comments. What do you want your body language to say to other people? I probably want it to say I'm open. I guess trustworthy. Knowledgeable. Oh, there's a bunch there, isn't there? Okay. Boy, I haven't done these in a long time. Maybe I need to go back through these with you. But write down what you want your body language We got to start thinking about the good stuff. We got to start the good stuff going. We got to get that regularly in our brain, so our brain regularly goes to it. Oh, better. All right, what do we got? Say something. Okay, so this one is not going to be easy for everybody, but what you're gonna do one day, one evening, one night, whenever you got the time, is you're going to stand in front of a mirror, butt naked, and you are going to say 3 nice things about each body part. And if you need to, you can start with head, chest, arms. Wait, let's do torso. Like head, torso, hips, legs, arms. Just start with the big pieces. But 3 nice things. Now remember, these things do a lot for you every day that you probably don't think about regularly. You can thank your body parts for what they do for you. Just saying. My feet go through it. My hands, I put my hands through it all the time. Like I am forever working my hands. That is something I thank my hands for. I thank myself. I thank my hands. I thank my body for giving me what I got. And, you know, my hands started hurting a few years ago, so I got to be careful. And, you know, I'm thankful that my hands work. Because, like, not everyone has hands to work. So, there's that. But 3 nice things. 3 nice things. That's it. Just 3 about each one. Now, as you get better at this and you're able to look at your body longer, you can start breaking it down. This can now become hair, ears, forehead, cheeks, jawline, lips, nose, eyes, throat, the back of your throat, boobs, chest, stomach, groin, booty, hips. You know, you've got lots and lots of body parts. Your elbow, forearm, wrist, under wrist. You've got all sorts of body parts. So start 3 each. Start big if you need to. Just use the big pieces. And then slowly move to each body part. And if it's hard, remember what they do for you. You can be thankful for them. Because that is something easily found. You can easily think of something that this body part does for you, that you are thankful for, that you don't have to think about, that you don't have to worry about, that it's there and it happens and it's reliable, and thank you that I have this. Yes. 3 things about your body. The last one. Alright, the last one's a good one. Imagine what your life would be if all of your dreams came true. This is kind of a visualization. It doesn't have to be. It can be written if that's what you prefer. If you're visual, then do a visualization. Just sit there and think about it. What if all of your dreams came true? If all of the things that you wanted came true to fruition? What would your life look like? Where would you be? What are you wearing? How do you feel? What kind of person are you now? What have you done to get there? If everything you wanted came true. Your dreams. Not necessarily some of the stuff that you've had as a goal, but your dreams. The partner, the house, kids, a cool car. You want to go travel around the world. You want to, whatever yours is. What if they came true? Can you even see that in your brain? Maybe not at first, but can your brain even wrap itself around the idea that that is a possibility? That the only person standing in your way is you. Literally, figuratively, emotionally, physically, spiritually, it's you. Start to wrap your brain around the idea that you can hold your dream in your hand and it can come true. Start to visualize, start to think about all the little pieces that you would have. Think about where you are, where are you living? Are you in a different country? How old are the kids? What do they look like? What are they into? There's lots. There's lots. I want a lake house. I'm going to keep talking about it. I will get myself a lake house. So in my dream, when I imagine my dreams coming true, that is one of my dreams, is having that fun lake house. My kids have already said they're calling it their vacation house, the jerks. It's alright, I kind of like it. But that's one for me. Completely self-sufficient. And I'm not meaning off-grid living. I just mean self-sufficient, so where I'm not going 9 to 5, continuing to work for myself and having this house with a little bit of land that I can do what I want to do and invite people to my dream. That's what I want. What are you looking for? So, neuro exercises. It's cognitive training. You've heard cognitive behavioral therapy. It is an assortment of exercises put together for that individual. And what I'm doing is I'm giving you, this is a dozen of them. I'm giving you 12 that over the next few weeks you can sit down and you can look at and you can go over and get these things started in your brain. Because for each one of these exercises, it's going to pop up different things about you that you don't think about regularly. It is going to pop up different things that you need to be thinking of, that you need to be focusing on. And it's all the good stuff. It gets buried. It gets buried. That's normal. But it's still there. Just because you don't see it, just because it doesn't pop up every day, doesn't mean it's not in the Rolodex. It's back there. You just have to pull the file out more often so you think about it. That's my best analogy. The more you pull the file out, the more you think about this, the more I think about how thoughtful I am, the more you think about this is who I want to be, this is the kind of person I want to be seen as, you start to follow the actions to be what you think. And if you think you're these things, if you think you're not lovable, if you think that you're going to get left, because one of my big things was I always thought I was going to be the one that got broken up with. Especially when I was younger. Like, I don't date a whole lot. I'm 46 and I've dated maybe 10 people in my life. I'm not a big dater. I like single. But, for me, because of things that had happened in my life, my dad left when I was 12 and he just kind of disappeared. So, in my mind, everybody else was too. So I left before they could. That way, I did the hurting, I didn't get hurt. I had to change that brain pattern. I had to change what I had been taught. I had to change the false belief and get a new one, an adult one that was going to work for me now. It took my last partner to finally get me to realize, oh wait, I might want a partnership. Only if it's the right person, though. I've been dating people for fun, not forever. That was my gig. I said up front, this is not forever. I am not wanting forever. I'm not asking for forever. This goes for as long as it's fun, and then I'm done. I was very clear. I never cheated on anybody. I never did anything. Nope. That was it, up front and center. And this last person made me realize, oh, now wait a minute. This might be something I'd be interested in. But I never gave myself the chance. I always left. So once I changed my thinking, it changed a lot. I started realizing, oh, I have the capacity for that. That's it. Oh, okay, I can do that. Fun. So, just thinking and bringing new things into my brain. No longer thinking I'm going to be single forever. Now I say, if there's somebody out there for me, I accept that. That's fine. If there's not, I'm good with that too. I don't worry about it either way. But I now accept the fact that I may be in a partnership one day. I'm just not now. I'm okay with that. I just don't know if I have the time, frankly. Like, what do you do with a boyfriend, really? Like, like the meme, do you feed them? Do you put them in a corner? Do you tie them out? Like, that's where I'm at usually. So, yeah. Just changing the way you think. So, lovelies, I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. If I haven't gotten your email, drop it for me below and I will get this little list out to you. I hope you have a fantastic day, and from my face to yours, as always, I love you. Ciao.